Alright, fuckers, welcome back to, what is it? Practicing Portraits Artwod Roadmap, right? Artwod being the best. I don't even know how the I have to fucking come up with a new way to constantly dick ride Artwod. But yeah, they're the best. Artwod is the best, online platform to learn draftsmanship. I guess that's my little saying for the time being. But yeah, please draw along, right? Continue, draw along, draw portraits. Practice the fundamentals of drawing portraits. Don't just draw random shit, right? If you're gonna watch my videos, don't watch them, draw along. Keep me on the background, give me retention. What other things do I say? But yeah, we're doing the Artwad portrait roadmap, right? I'm in the first lesson of the second section, right? Wait, no. I'm in the first exercise of the second lesson of the first section. Yes. But either way, what is this exercise? It's basically look at a reference face and then turn it into a sphere within the correct orientation for the vertical center line and the horizontal center line. And now I'm obviously doing a little bit extra credit, right? Actually fucking trying to make it more than what it is, right? Trying harder, right? We're all trying to be tryhards, which is a good thing. Because if you're not trying hard, then you're not learning. And you're not staying hard. I don't know. I don't know if any of that made sense. But either way, and then I turn it into a helmet, right? This is shit, this is shit. That was okay, that was okay. This was probably the best one so far. And it's clear, like, you gotta give things space, right? So, and again, like, the whole point of turning into a helmet is to hold this projection, hold this sphere in my mind, right? And the box that the sphere is encompassed in, and the center line that is on the sphere, vertical and horizontal. But yeah, draw along, all that fucking shit aside. Please draw along, please, for the love of fucking God, get your pen and pencil out, right? Let's draw together. I noticed somebody commented saying like, oh, you know, like your videos are great, and it motivates me to draw, but it's 2 a.m. and I have art block. Art block, honestly, art block is just not knowing what to draw, usually, right? Art block is just not knowing what to draw. It's usually feelings around drawing. So, and as I talk, I guess I'll fucking obviously draw, but so obviously, I'm gonna keep going back and forth between trying to actually internalize what I'm looking at and turning it into a drawing and actually speaking on the conversation topic. So yeah, please draw along. Please, if you have the fucking balls, do it with pen, right? The cojones. do it with pen, right? Because you'll build confidence that way, right? Like if you find that you spend 20 minutes just fucking doing the same lines over and over and over, and you're like, oh, I'm sketching, I'm doing a preliminary sketch. No, you're not doing a preliminary sketch. What you're doing is building a bad habit of zero confidence. That's what you're doing, right? And if that calls you out, good, right? I hope it calls you out, right? You can come up with a million reasons as to why that preliminary sketch is good for you, and I can come up with a million reasons as to why thinking beforehand and having confident lines and essentially embedding that preliminary sketch into your mind as a skill is also really good for you, right? It's just much harder, which is valuable, right? But anyways, let me look at this reference. God damn, she has fucking long ass hair, and it's poofy as shit too. Those are the most poofy pigtails I've ever seen. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so her face is oriented, and I have this really bad habit again. Like I tilt my head while I'm looking at a reference. You know, if her head is tilted, I'll try to like, okay, the box is tilted. And those are all skills, right? That's a fucking my own retardation, but it's a skill nonetheless to not be retarded. But let's see. I'm pretty sure this is a box, or like the box that is her face that we're simplifying it into. That it is very subtle, and this is like the subtlety that I want to go for, right? But it's very difficult to hit that. But I believe, and again believe that okay that we're seeing slightly underneath their face. And again, people's jawlines completely fuck with that perception because most people's jawlines are angled upwards, right? Like mine is straight. Mine is actually like I just have like a fucking square jaw, right? From the side, it's just it's just what is it? 180 degrees, right? 180 degrees? That's 180 degrees, whatever the fuck. No, I don't know. But whatever. My jawline's like this, right? Maybe slightly angled, but a lot of people's jawlines are actually like this, right? And then this is their face plane, but a lot of people's jawlines are like this. So if we're trying to turn it into a box, and I'm just thinking out loud, right? If I'm trying to turn it into a box and somebody's looking at me and their face is angled like this way, and I think I'm seeing the bottom because their eye line, which is a great indicator, their eye is kind of like this, right? Like connected to the ear, it's like this. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a slight bottom angle, but no, their fucking jaw's going upwards, right? So it completely fucks with that. But I do see very small little bit of the bottom of her chin, which does reinforce to me that okay, like we are seeing just a little bit of the bottom of her face. Therefore, we are seeing her face from the slight bottom, and her and her face being angled is also adding to that. So again, you can see why I'm fucking begging you to draw along, because all this explanation isn't doing shit for anybody actually watching, because they're like, where's the drawing, man? Listen, brother, okay, or sister, right? I know I hard R there, but it was a bit necessary to make my point. But in 5 years, when all this thinking is happening much faster and it's more intuitive, then you will be entertained by the drawing aspect. But these are the educational years. What the fuck? I don't know why my voice cracked so much on camera. I swear it doesn't crack this much in real life. What the fuck, bro? It's the plight of being an entertainer. But anyway, see, while I was drawing the sphere, I was so focused on making it as perfect of a circle as possible, or a sphere as possible, that I completely lost the projection of the box that I had in my mind. Right? Completely lost that projection and the center line and the horizontal center line, right? But now that's the mistake, and you feel good about that, and then you bring it back, right? And you're like, okay, like this, I'm pretty sure this is what it is, right? And again, like I'm constantly thinking. This is the most important part, is that I'm constantly thinking, right? And I know this is very subtle, so I have to do my best to make it as subtle as possible. Again, my lines are very subpar, right? So it's not gonna be incredible. And again, the center line is very important. So I know the center line is the center line is more pronounced in terms of the ellipse, because we're seeing a lot more of the side of her face. That is relatively accurate. I do obviously, like, this is completely off. This little part of this horizontal center line, right? The ellipse, because it's half an ellipse that we're drawing. We're drawing half an ellipse that's curving around the sphere, right? And that curve has to be very has to be reasonable, has to be reasonably consistent and follow the form. This is not following the form, right? It's not spherical, elliptical, it's not following the contour, right? So, and neither is this. Like this in general, like the subtlety you guys can see here, I really struggle with. And only 20 reps, by the way, which is the beautiful part, because we still have 30 more after this. But either way, I think I actually curved this a bit too much. Did I? Or like angled this a bit too much. Sorry, not curved it a bit too much. The curve is okay. But I do believe, yeah, I believe it should have actually been kind of a bit lower down. Like this, it's angled like this, right? Should have been more like, and this is so subtle, right? Should have been more like this. Yeah, see, that's actually way more accurate. But those are the things, like this is how we train ourselves to really try to focus on the nuance, right? And then I've already committed to the fact that this is the angle, right? And again, like I don't understand shit about noses, and just to reiterate, I'm not drawing the nose to be accurate in proportion, or not accurate, sorry, I am trying to be a little bit accurate proportion, but I'm not drawing the nose to be reflective of what her nose actually looks like. This is just so I know this is just so I know that like the placement of the features are accurate, relatively speaking, right? And I'm just getting used to placing features on a shape, right? On a spherical shape, right? To get some degree of accuracy and to make sure that they do follow the contour, right? So, and obviously, like, you know, just trying to think about measurements and all that stuff, while again acknowledging, for me, really just acknowledging that this is like what am I trying to say? These are features that are placed in perspective, I guess is just what I'm trying to say, right? And never forget, talking and drawing is a skill, right? It's why a lot of artists you see when they do streams or whatever the fuck, right? They're very quiet. Most people are very quiet. But at the end of the day, I started this channel to showcase anybody can draw, but it's not gonna be very informative if I'm just fucking not talking throughout it all, right? So I'm actually really doing something great for myself here, which is building the skill of talking while drawing. So I'm building the skill of being able to focus on multiple things at once while explaining the things I'm focusing at once, right? So very, very, very useful skill, to be honest. Incredibly useful skill. It makes me, more than anything, it's actually incredibly fucking useful in the long term, because I'm just going to be training myself to be able to output at a high level, right? And think, like, basically I'm training myself to explain while thinking, which is obviously incredibly difficult. Why the fuck does everybody have this like why do models have these like upturned lips? It's so confusing to me. Or is that just a face they're being forced to make? I don't know. But this is getting better. At least like features are starting to seem like they are relatively being placed on, or relatively being placed accurately on a plane of sorts, right? Or on a they seem like they're being realistically placed relatively on the shape that they reside on, the 3D shape that they reside on. I don't know if that I'm explaining that the best way, but I hope you get the point. Point is the fact that it's not just about thinking about the box and which is already a lot, right? Thinking about the box, thinking about the sphere inside the box, thinking about the center lines, vertical and horizontal, on the sphere, inside the box, right? Which is again being projected from the reference that I have over there on my iPad, right? It's not just all about that. It's also about, okay, now that we're placing features, we got to keep all those things in mind and understand that these are actual like shapes being embedded on top of the construction, the base of that shape, right? It's always about perspective, form, construction, and visualization. It's always about that. If there's anything you're like, is it about anything else? No, no, no. It's really this, like, if we're going down to the fundamentals again, right? That's really what it's all about, right? It's just what you're focusing that visualization form on, right? And like being able to analyze, self-assess that, is this good? Is this bad? And okay, how do I know what's good? This is where you look at artists that you admire, where you look at technical examples of like, where you're like, okay, that is a good, that is a bad, right? That is not so, I don't know, I was trying to make a dumb joke, but I actually couldn't think of anything. Okay, see now, I don't need the reference anymore because now it's about turning this, holding this projection without the features, right? But just this projection of the box, which is very difficult, by the way. This really grinds my brain. I want to make it very clear. This is extremely difficult, right? To think about the box, put the sphere inside the box, and then put these center lines inside the sphere, inside the box, right? But now we're going to have to hold that to the best of our ability. And then now we're going to draw helmet-like shapes over it. And that's why I have some, like, I'm just on the right, again, Pinterest, so there's like because it knows I have a helmet board, so it gives you like tabs, like I guess AI generated tabs, right, which populate it with what it thinks you want based on that topic. So right now there's like a helmets tab, and there's just like a bunch of random shite that's just like a bunch of images of helmets, different types of helmets. And now I'm gonna obviously have to make the decision, to see, okay, like what kind of shapes. And they're all going to be failures, don't forget. Like, I don't think I'm really going to understand helmets for a while, probably years, right? But we're trying to hold this projection, right? Because I know, like, here, things are spaced out. So clearly, like, the eye area is a great way to just space things out, right? And there's a million different ways, and there's like a million different designs on how you could do this. So many fucking different ways. So it's important for me not to get overwhelmed and just kind of go with what I think right now I can see and what I can understand, right? But again, the subtlety of this horizontal vertical line, and yeah, while I'm talking, what am I really trying to do? I'm really grinding my fucking brain to see the box, to see the sphere inside the box, and then to see this projection of like the horizontal center line, the vertical. I love I said horizontal and I did the vertical one. Yeah, the vertical center line, right? A bit more pronounced. The horizontal center line, very subtle, very subtle. But look, it's not just that. I'm like holding all of that to the best of my ability, right? I'm holding all of that to the best of my ability, and now I'm gonna really, really, really try. And like, this is super fucking difficult, right? Again, that's why I'm ghosting, because when I don't have the ability to clearly visualize something, I consistently ghost, right? I'm consistently reinforcing what I think is relatively accurate. And like, you see, like, this is my bad habit right now, quote unquote, right? This is my inaccurate ghosting, where it's way too it's too curved. And this happened last video, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, this happens, right? So it's just about recognizing that and really trying to make an effort to make it more subtle. Like, this is already a little bit better, right? But either way, now I have to make a decision. Obviously, we can't just keep ghosting forever. And the decision I have to make while I'm trying to really project this entire image, like this entire sphere and the box that it resides in, and all the center lines, like while I'm trying to hold that, I have to think, okay, like in terms of design, what should I do? And in terms of a beginning, right? In terms of like placement, what line will help reinforce these center lines and the shape and everything? Like, what are the first 5 lines I can make that are really going to reinforce that? And more than anything, what are those lines going to represent? What design is that line going to represent, right? What type of shapes are we thinking? We know that we're kind of trying to do hard surface, something like that, but what are we really Like what are some unique ideations that we can think of, right? And then unique is like another word. It's just like, what the fuck does that mean? How do I come up with something unique, right? We don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over. Like, look, everything here is like, okay, we have things, two things on the side, they're connected, two things on the side, connected, two things on the side, right? Like that's all like the same shit, two things, right? And yeah, these helmet designs do seem to have a decent amount of repetition, but at the same time, I do want to challenge myself. So right now, for the sake of, let's see, and this could easily go wrong, right? Because I have to think, because I already think I'm messing it up a little while I hold this projection. I like, again, like I look at this and I'm trying not to use this as like a reference point, but just so as a reminder, right? What my projection should be like, right? Because this angle is very difficult. And this could clearly already be a complete fuck up, right? And yeah, there is symmetry. There's a lot of symmetry in these designs. Committing is very difficult, which is why I really, because you see how much, you see how even with pen, there's so much that thinking that went beforehand, right? So if you imagine if I had pencil, then like I'd just be stuck in the fucking phase. Like I just would never make a choice, right? I'm already so fucking indecisive, or I guess taking so much time to make a mark just with pen, right? And that's already removing all the obstacles of being able to erase and all that shit. So I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. Now imagine what it would be like if I had pencil. Again, if you can use pencil like pen, as in you just make confident lines and you don't think about erasing, unless you're using erasing as a technique, by the way, but we're talking about purely draftsmanship and confidence right now, right? Like, I'm not disparaging techniques with the medium. I am specifically stating that if you're not using it for technique and you're purely using it to keep going back and forth on your art, right? And then you're telling yourself, hey, that's just part of my process. No, you can train yourself that the process is sheer just draftsmanship and intentional lines, right? And that's only if you want that, by the way. Like if you find that to be impressive, but then you're bullshitting yourself and lying to yourself and saying like, oh no, actually like I just spend 30 minutes making the same lines and erasing them because that's my style. It's like, no, you're retarded. That's not a style, right? That's just novice lines. Not linemanship, is that right? Mark making, yeah, novice line mark making, and yeah, poor fundamentals as always. So I've made this and I have to think like, what's a design around this that can be made? And again, like I really have to consider because now I'm trying not to look at that, but I really have to consider this very subtle and again, like I lost the box there a bunch, but this is, I think, going okay as long as I really take my time, right? I think this is going okay as long as I take my time, which is the most important thing, right? Because now I can say like, hey, maybe I just want something like this. And how's that coming around? This, maybe like that, right? So that clearly, at least to me, it clearly looks like this can be the mouthpiece, right? But now we have to make a choice because I think obviously this is going to be a bit bigger, right? And we do want, like I already lost this perspective a decent amount, but maybe we can change it back because this is already like, this is angled more than this already is. So we already made that mistake. We cannot change that mistake. But at least this subtlety that I have here that I have here is still manageable. So we need to think in big shapes, right? So I have to kind of think about how, dude, it's so difficult, especially this bottom angle, and then you have to design around that. So this is why the eye area is very important, because we have to think. And you see, like, even my lines, even when I'm trying to be confident, have a lot missing, right? They have a lot missing. Because I also have a tendency, right? A really bad habit to, okay, that's way too much. That's way too much. To, kind of not commit, right? This is still okay. This is still okay. I mean, the subtle, again, like, we've already lost this angle now. This is way more straight on. So now we know, like, I really do struggle with angles, right? Of course I do, right? But, and then just to reinforce it for myself, right? We see more of the top. It's thicker up here than the bottom, because obviously we don't see that as much. And I guess this is kind of an interesting design, right? Kind of, being the operative word here. But like, I've already kind of fucked things up here, so now I have to think, right? What is being done? Because again, I keep losing that sphere. I'm telling you right now, it's really, really hard. I keep losing that sphere, but I'm trying to keep that center line in mind. I'm trying to keep it all in mind, right? So it's like kind of like, okay, what shapes can be added here? You know, what can I? But also keeping in mind that there's a little bit of foreshortening going on, just purely because the face is obviously like that's further away, right? Is it super foreshortened? No, I probably already fucked it up just in that sense. But okay, now we've got a big shape here. Now again, I have to think, right? Because thinking is a huge part of this. Is in order to retain this subtlety. There you go, something like that, right? We'll retain this subtlety, and perhaps we will create a cutout, right? That will, and now like, how do we want to connect these things, right? Let me also just maybe add, again, something that reinforces the center line. There's a lot of thinking going on here. It's very difficult, because I'm not just thinking about the sphere, right? Which is already a lot, by the way, right? The box, and then the sphere inside the box, and then the center lines inside the sphere inside the box. So, and trying to make it as accurate to this as possible, which has already been kind of fucked up, right? But it's not just about that. It's designing on top of that. Okay, so it's like, what is designing on top of that? Right now, from my knowledge, it's just adding shapes on top of that. Form wrapping. We're wrapping it around the form, or as decently as I can. Okay, but then what is design? Design is multiple different angles, multiple different sizes of shapes, multiple different connection of the angle of the sizes of the shapes, right? And then just trial and error, sheer trial and error in terms of like what is aesthetic and what isn't, right? That's very difficult. That's extremely difficult. And again, proportion, right? We're trying to keep this all proportioned decently as well. And this is where I can, maybe it's repetitive, right? Maybe what I'm doing right now is very repetitive, but again, I have to think, okay, what is on the other side? So clearly we're just gonna close this off. Because, okay, this is the top, right? Maybe I'll just add that for, I don't know, design's sake. Not that I know what the fuck good design is, but, and this is obviously gonna bleed over a little bit, right? There's a lot I don't understand, but see, like, I feel extremely uncomfortable right now, and that's what I want, right? Like this, right? This discomfort that I feel, this is actually what I need to understand what I'm doing, right? And again, we need the subtlety, so we need it, there you go, to come like that, right? And I'm trying to keep space here, trying to figure that all out. There's a lot of like different calculations and things going on, whether they make sense or not. The point is I'm trying to calculate different things, right? Like that is the main goal. And maybe actually we'll just have a little cylinder here, because I can't think of anything, right? So maybe that's all it is just a little cylinder, which then, I don't know, like maybe this is protruding outward, right? Okay, see, I already fucked up that line. Again, this is really good practice for linemanship as well, right? Let's see, it's been 24 minutes. It's been 24 minutes, and this is how long this has taken me. Who knows? This might literally just be 2 fucking repetitions that I do, right? But I'm thinking really hard. Like, I'm genuinely thinking really hard. And actually, I just realized I already fucked this up. This needed to be a bit more. Yeah, there you go. And then just to make it seem like it's part of it, there you go, right? Like, you just kind of tamper with the perspective a little bit. You know, that it's like, oh, okay, like that seems like it's actually part of it too. And it's like, okay, how do we connect these? Right? How do I connect these? Okay, let me look at these examples that I see. Right? Yeah, there seems to be a lot of ways to connect them. So we could even do something like this. Right? Something like that. You know, and that maybe saves, you know, if you want to use that word, right, the drawing a little bit. But let's see, let's try to complete this supposedly perfect sphere. Obviously, supposedly. Right, and we're trying to, again, still keep that center line and the perspective and everything in mind. I do like the space that I'm giving this. I'm very, very happy that I'm giving it space, right? Whether it looks decent or not. Look, again, like this type of stuff, I feel as if definitely reinforces perspective a little bit more. Like, again, that subtlety, right? So, my voice being all hoarse. And then we can, I usually do like some sort of cylindrical, I don't know, fucking apparatus, if you want to call it that. Right. Something like that. And again, like really still trying to think about the perspective. It's like, how can this be connected? Right. Am I just gonna do something simple like this? And again, when this happens here, it's gonna have to happen relatively accurately. Right. Cool. And then we will just something like that. Right. There you go. And we'll just something like that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Definitely a helmet that I'm like pushing outside of my normal boundaries, which I'm happy about, right? But we can already tell like this is completely different angle, right? It's we don't really see we definitely see a good amount of this right side, but this left side should be much more hidden, right? I think we got okay, like it's okay in terms of this horizontal center line, right? Oh, let me just close this off, right? I think we did okay regarding that. You know, like it's all right. Maybe I guess I wanna outline this a little. Maybe I don't know. Obviously, my pen going to shit 99% of the time isn't helping either. Cause then it doesn't help me it doesn't help me work on my lines, which is the fucking annoying thing. I don't know what's going on with these pens. But anyways, that was really difficult. And I still think I could have tried a lot harder, right? Right? What the fuck is going on with my voice, man? I usually sound like this. I'm so confused. But, oh yeah, completely lost track of the conversation. What the fuck was I talking about? I completely lost track of what I was saying before. I don't know. Let me rest my brain while I try to think about it. I encourage you to do so as well. Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I tried thinking, but as we all know, thinking is already fucking a gargantuan task for me, so it was difficult. Okay, we did a bottom angle. Again, I like these subtle angles. They really force me to try to figure things out. I want somebody looking from, I want to see someone's right side of their face, because right now we're seeing the left, right? So I want a different angle. So I'm just looking through the pictures. Let me try to recall what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. Okay, well, I did have another conversation I wanted to talk about. This one I will remember because it's something I genuinely wanted to speak on. So I don't know if anybody knows the art YouTuber Third PHP. Well, he's an artist. Like I didn't know how huge his Instagram following was either, right? Which makes me respect him more because the numbers don't lie. But he third PHP. So the word third, right? Like first, second, third, like third, and then PHP. Um like I guess PHP, you know the internet term, right? PHP, right? It's something to do with documents or some shit. I don't know. But third PHP, incredible artist, really good, really good fundamentals, right? Really good draftsmanship, right? He draws like an he stylizes his character in terms of anime. His understanding of anatomy is also really good, right? So what I'm trying to say is just like great artist, right? Oh, this is a difficult angle. Okay, cool. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is great artist, right? But he did this one thing in his stream, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, like people, and he's been drawing for 6 years, and I remember because I asked in his stream, one of his streams, like, how long you been drawing for, right? But you have excellent draftsmanship skills, right? And he said he's been drawing for 6 years, and like the first 2 years he went off, he drew for like fucking 12 hours a day or some shit. So you have to take that into context as well. When somebody says I've been drawing for X years, and like let's say for me, I'm drawing for 3 years and 1 month, but I only have done 5 to 7 hours, and more recently 7 to 10 hours, I guess, a week, right? So you have to think like, okay. If Viggy has been drawing for 3 years, but he only draws for like 1 hour a day, and I've been drawing for 1 year, but I draw for 3 hours a day, you have to take into context like, oh, we've done the same amount of volume. His has just been extended over a longer time horizon. Therefore, we technically have the same amount of experience. Granted, we're both practicing the same things, right? We would technically have the same amount of experience. But third PHP, he obviously is like his 6 years could be somebody else's 10 years, right? Like his 6 years is easily my 10 years, right? Because he's put in so much volume and intentional volume at that. But anyways, let me also draw this while I figure it out. This because like the good thing about models or like people on Pinterest, like everybody's fucking lean as shit, has sharp jawlines and all that shit. So it's actually, they make it a bit easier to be able to see the angle in the box because their jaw is just a box, and this guy's jaw is actually straight. So it's like you can see that a lot easier. Not to say that it's easy, because this person's face is actually, we're seeing it from the bottom. We're seeing the faces has a little bit of tilt because his face is angled upwards. So it's like from the bottom, but it's angled upwards, right? And then on top of that, it's a side profile view, right? We don't see the other side of his face at all. So there's actually a few things going on here that are actually they are very difficult for me to understand. And I think in general, like if you're just starting out with portraits, this shit is going to be difficult to understand. So I'm trying to just see what that horizontal center line is. And I do believe I know what the box is, but again, it's because there's not, well, it's a side profile, and this is like the plane I'm trying to figure out. Is it like this, right? Like, is it like this? Is this the box I'm seeing, right? Is it like that? That's basically kind of what it looks like to me, you know. And then this is basically like the center line, because we don't see the other side of his face at all, because obviously our faces are curved slightly. It's like our faces are curved like that, right? Or a bit more, a bit less, I guess. They're a bit more, I think. Right. Very obviously I'm extremely novice to faces, but I'm just trying to figure it out as I go right now. But anyways, like as I'm saying, third PHP, so he just said this one thing during his stream, and he's using this pen specifically. He was just using the brown inked version of this pen, right? Brush sign, what the fuck is wrong with my voice? Pentel brush sign pen artist. I will always say the name is retarded. Pentel, please sponsor me. Right? But he said this one, it's an innocuous comment for him, right? Because, you know, he was doing like imagination drawing from pen and ink only, right? Like, you know, reflective of trying to be like Kim Jong-un in the sense of drawing, you know, well-defined mannequinized characters, right? In a situation, and he's trying to tell a story out of it. Very, very impressive, really good shit, right? And it goes to show that skill is accessible to everybody. Granted, they put in the work. Granted, you put in the really hard work, right? But, and again, while I'm talking, I'm not just shooting the shit, by the way. I'm literally, as you can see, really trying to understand the perspective and the horizontal line and the center, horizontal center line, the vertical center line, right? Really trying to visualize the box that this is in. It's actually very difficult. I thought it would be easy because, you know, like his jaw is sharp and it's angled in a specific way. But actually now looking at it, his jaw is not straight. It's still angled. So that actually fucks with me a little, or a decent amount. So I have to refer back to his eye again, right? Like where his eye and his ear are being, are in relation to each other, and whether this is obviously the bottom view. This is without a doubt the bottom view, right? But I think I understand this. Okay. I think I understand this. And again, the box is actually really hard for me to see right now because again, people's skull shapes are different. The fact that and he has a ponytail on, right? And like it's just all these different things are essentially complete noise right now to what I'm trying to see, right? It's all fucking noise. You know, so another skill is just to see past the noise, right? And that's very difficult to do. And again, this fucking pen wants to make it. Oh my god, bro, why? Look at that. And it's not dying, guys. Look how much ink it has, right? It's not, actually, it might be running out. Fuck. Well, with this session, I'll do it with this, and then when I come back, I will use a new pen, right? But let's see, I'm pretty sure I have a decent understanding of what's going on, but being pretty sure and then applying it to completely different things. But basically, with that pen, he said a very innocuous comment, which is, this is actually really easy to use because he's comparing it to a different pen, which I also have too, right? And that one's really fucking hard to use. It's just the Pentel pocket brush, right? Where like it has that little tube and you can squeeze the ink through. That one's really fucking difficult because the brush itself is like the brush itself is very difficult to use, and then obviously control of the ink is very difficult to use, right? So I tried using it once, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, it was so difficult. I'm like, is this pen supposed to be like this? Because I'm actually pretty confident in my ability to use a difficult brush pen, right? Because this one's pretty fucking difficult, and I use it specifically because I'm like, it's difficult. It's gonna make me better at using like just make me much better in terms of line pressure and consistency, right? Like just hard as fuck. So obviously I was a bit confident, and then I used that one. I'm like, what the fuck? So watching that video actually reaffirmed to me that, oh shit, no, I wasn't wrong. That happened a couple months ago, me trying to use that pen, right? And now I'm just like, oh, okay, so it is very difficult. But he's basically saying how that one's so difficult, and he's like, in comparison, this one is so easy, right? And I agreed with that. Like, in comparison, this one is very easy, but this was still a very difficult pen. But it's just, another thing he said, he's like, this pen in general, he's like, oh, it's just a very easy pen. And this is what made me realize, like, yeah, people who have more advanced skills or intermediate skills or just further along the journey have no fucking idea, like, the weight of their words, you know, in terms of, and this isn't me giving him shit, by the way. This is just me stating just objectively that, like, yeah, people like advanced people in any skill set, right? They have no fucking idea what damage their words can do and expectations their words can lead to when they say things like, this is easy, or this is really like so simple, right? Because they have, again, this just makes it even more clear to me that people who are further along their journey have completely fucking forgotten the journey. Right? They are thinking on so many different levels that they have completely forgotten the journey itself, right? And especially the beginning, when the beginner, me, right, as shit as I am, you, it's just holding the fucking material is difficult. Holding it calmly, making sure you have a loose grip, but also a firm grip. Making sure that, again, like, oh, I'm gonna do this line, but I'm gonna visualize the line going from here to here. And while I'm doing it, I have to make sure my pen is stable. And oh shit, I fucked it up. And like, oh look, my hand isn't even going in the direction I want to. 15 different things I have to think about while just making one damn line. They forget about all of that. They just forget about all of that, right? And it's just a testament to the fact that transfer of skill and being someone who can clearly articulate the journey is very important, right? And I find it very important. I remember when I went to Fan Expo, Jean-Paul Desong, right? The guy who told me, like, fucking, like, you're doing good, blah, 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 but he's like, just start Animorphs, right? Which I've still been lifting on because, again, I have my journey and I'm very set on doing it a specific way, right? But he was a really good guy. We had good discourse. But one thing he said, which, you know, he has his opinion and it's fine, but he's like, why? Why do you want to keep saying it's hard? Why do you want to keep saying that you spent this much time on something? And I'm like, it's important to me. He's like, why? Why is it so important to you, right? I'm like, because, I'm like, I don't even know if I said this, but I was trying to say is like, people need to understand the beginner journey. I'm like, I hold that to my heart. And I think you understood after I said it a couple of times, but I'm like, I hold it to my heart. I do, right? My giant heart pumping blood. I take steroids, so I'll probably die soon. My enlarged organs. if this is steroids, right? If this form is steroids, then I'll just kill myself, bro. Right? That's fucking. That would just a testament to how shit my genetics are. But anyways, so okay, and I'm gonna keep going back and forth. So enjoy the whiplash. So this is the center line. Did I get this horizontal center line accurate? Kind of, I believe. I don't think it's super accurate because this is actually this guy's skull. The fact that I can see the back of his skull and it's curving is fucking with my ability to see the box, right? But this is definitely the side of the face. So, and we're definitely seeing the bottom. So I think it's something like this. Like that's his eyebrows, right? No, I should have. It's actually way more tilted. Oh, I see it now. It's way more tilted. So I got the tilt wrong. It's not like this. It should have been something like this. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, and shouldn't be as pronounced. Like this is okay. But either way, I got it wrong. Feels fucking amazing because I just forced myself to feel amazing. I actually feel so good. Right. Let's just close his eyes. Right. The nose is. And again, we're trying to keep the perspective in mind while we do this. And then the lips are like right here. Yeah. Whatever. But that's actually very difficult, and this is gonna be even more difficult with the helmet, right? And again, I'm sure like these videos are not gonna mean much because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck? He's just talking and random bullshit while he's drawing an ellipse or like a perfect sphere with." No, but I'm thinking a lot. Like I'm genuinely trying to think really, really hard while I'm talking, which is a skill again, right? It's like and I keep looking back at the reference and I keep trying to make sure that I'm seeing it like the correction that I made is actually the correction to make, right? It's not just me. It's not just conjecture. Right? Like, is that the right one, or the right way? I just said right way, but it seems to be, right? Because yeah, that does look like it's. And the thing is, like, this side of his face is all the plane, you know, and that's the thing. The center line is just this side right now. This is the center line, the vertical center line, because we're not seeing anything else. I don't believe. Right? Trying to think, and again, like his jaw being like fucking this is not helping either, right? Like this is literally what his jaw is angled like, so that's not helping at all either. So it's like, what the fuck, which way is your face, bro? But I think if we put it into the box, that does make sense, right? Yeah, I think like this is relatively, and I know like it's not perfectly fucking encapsulated box. I know that. I'm well aware, right? But I'm just trying to think in terms of. So like, I hope you guys can see now, just me adding these little lines. Like, oh shit, there's actually a lot more that he's thinking about. But is that even accurate? Like, is this even accurate? What I did right here, right? Because we're not seeing that much of the back of his head. Like, it's actually way more of the side of his face. So maybe this is actually way more accurate, right? Something like this. Yeah, something like that. I've already kind of muddied my own understanding because I keep adding different guidelines. But that's a really good angle. That's a really, really good angle. I'm just trying to understand it right now. Cause yeah, I'm just trying to understand it right now. I feel as if this brow, like there you go. Cause this is the side of his face, right? It's a side plane. But when we turn into a sphere, we have to think about the fact that it's going around. So therefore, I think this is relatively accurate, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, let me turn it into a helmet now. But yeah, what I'm trying to say about third PHP is the fact that a simple comment for him to say like, yeah, this is an easy pen. I already had a feeling because I saw some people be like, easy pen, bro, like what the fuck? Or somebody didn't say that. Somebody was just like, damn, and here I am struggling with a normal fine liner. And then he was like, haha, yeah, like fine liners aren't too bad either, right? Because again, he's operating on a different level. So here I am to tell you, this is not a fucking easy pen. It took me 8 months to be able to make lines that were 5 times shittier than this. Because my lines when I started were like that, right? Yeah, this is what my lines were when I started, by the way, like this. For months on end, and I was just in that one direction, right? Like, and then going from here to here, like that. And you can watch that 2-year beginner video, right? You'll see exactly what I mean. So, third PHP, thumbs down. I will strike your channel when I get the opportunity. Okay, so this is. So I have to internalize this now, right? Oh, actually, while I do this, this is probably going to help me a lot more. Yeah, this is actually the center line. There you go. I could have easily added the back, right? So there you go. That's the vertical center line, right? I still think I got quite a few things wrong here. It's a side profile, but we're looking up. That's actually what's fucking with me. So let me actually, like, because I think I got this wrong, let me keep looking at the reference while I draw this helmet, right? Because, Jesus, the voice cracks are actually confusing me. I'm 28, what the fuck? I'm a man. Right, so I need to figure out exactly how much of this guy's, the back of his head that we're seeing. Okay, I guess if anybody is curious, it's uploaded by M with a yellow heart. Keithan David seems to be the description, and the comment says the hair was pretty hard. Okay, so even the comment recognizes that this is fucking difficult. But again, I'm trying to see it from a constructivist point of view, right? So is his jaw even straight? I don't know anymore. This is a great fucking practice. It's killing my brain. I'm telling you guys right now. It's genuinely really, really, really challenging my brain. And that's not even counting the fact that I'm gonna have to draw shapes on top of this, right? Like this angle is actually very difficult, and I'm pretty sure I fucked it up here. So I don't think that's a good reflection of what I was trying to do. But let's see. Let's figure this out together. And by together, I mean just me. But hey, I hope you're drawing difficult angles for the head as well, right? Let me just... Well, what do I know for sure? What do I know for sure, right? We know that this is definitely a side profile. Maybe was this correct after all? I don't fucking know, man. I don't... No, the original one was not correct. So I need to think about the box this is encapsulated in. So my brain is grinding right now, by the way. So I think it's like this. Oh, is that the box? Oh, I think that's the box. I think that's the box. Okay, so I think this... I'm just trying to think. This is actually super difficult. Because again, this fucking guy's head is angled in such a goddamn way. Oh, it's so hard to figure out, man. And even with all my decent understanding of shapes, right, and perspective, this is actually such a fucky angle. So like this. Oh shit. Okay, I think I got it completely wrong, right? Here. But is that what it is? Because I'm thinking, is it like this, right? Where it's like, this is the center line. And this is the horizontal. Is it like that? I don't know. I don't think that makes sense either. To be honest, yeah, that one doesn't make sense either. This is super difficult. And I know, like, if I did edit my videos, I'm sure people would be like, oh wow, we can see what he's actually trying to figure out. But nope, just that's why I say draw a log. Fucking deal with it. Draw, goddammit. Right? Look at this. 47 minutes. I haven't done shit. This people will look at this session and be like, wow, he's not doing anything. He's not drawing, but I am drawing. I'm drawing in my mind. I'm constantly trying to problem solve and analyze. This is such a good fucking yeah, this is so good. This is such a good goddamn... This is such a good problem to have. Okay, I'm just trying to think. So is it like, yeah, okay, that's a vertical line, right? So we definitely see the back. For sure, we see the back, right? It's a side profile, but his face is tilted in a manner which makes it difficult to tell exactly what's going on. So why don't we just start with... Okay, why don't we start with what I'm confident in, relatively speaking, of course, which is the fact that it's kind of angled like this. I already kind of fucked that up, but we can just say that was intentional. Right? We can say like, okay, definitely I know that's more of the angle than what this was. But like, I really have to see this fucking sphere, bro. And the thing is, this is actually the most difficult part for me right now, because I don't even know what the fuck the angle is. I actually don't know what the angle is. Right? So, how can I confidently just... And I think I already fucked this up too. I think I genuinely already fucked this up. But... we're just gonna have to figure it out as we go. Because this is actually so difficult that I don't even know if I understand it as well as I would like to. Which, I mean, I don't understand it as well as I would like to. But me trying to figure this out and to really project a box onto this fucker's head, that is the true test right now. Right? Whether I can fucking see what this piece of shit is. Right? Because this is the center line. This is what's supposed to be the side of his head. Right, so the center line's way back here, maybe. But I've already kind of committed to this being the back of his head, so I've already fucked that up. Yeah, I already fucked this up quite a bit. I'm actually following more what I did here, which is not what I wanted to do. Oof, this angle is so good. I might actually do this angle again because it's so difficult to understand, right? I literally might just do it again. I mean, not this session because it's already been almost an hour, but definitely next session. Okay. So we have to... Oh man, that's so fucking hard. What the fuck is your goddamn head? I'm gonna figure this piece of shit out. Fucking Keithan David, right? Okay. Well, now I just need to figure out like what projection do I want, right? Because I already... Man, this guy's so fucking difficult to figure out. Is it still salvageable is the real question, right? Can I still, let's see. Can I still... Okay, I need to, like, again, I'm trying to project a box on his fucking face. And I need to understand what exactly is going on. Right? This is actually where I would encourage tracing. And, you know, Antonio from artwod, Antonio is a founder of artwod. So, like, whenever I say Antonio, I'm talking about the man who created artwod and, like, the videos on artwod where he talks about things, right? Like the artwod YouTube channel. You know, but he does, like, this is where he encourages tracing because he's like, this is where you can actually learn a lot from tracing. So I would parrot that as well, right? So let's see. Let's see if I can make anything useful here. And obviously my lines, as always, are not that great. Okay. I don't know if I'm making much sense, but let's see, something like that. And then what do I want to wrap around it? Okay, this can be like the glasses area, the eye area. Right? And again, like, this is so fucking difficult, especially because I'm looking at the reference way more than I usually do, right? Like, usually I have an accurate frame of reference from just my projection, but this time around, I literally can't see it. It's fucking amazing. I'm having such a hard time seeing this damn box, right? And like what this guy's face even is, you know? Because it is supposed to be the side of the face, but clearly I've just done the back at this point. Like, I'm just drawing the back, you know? And that's not it at all. Like, it's just not it at all, right? Again, like, it's still the bottom of his fucking head. And I'm trying to spatially reason what the shapes I can do around this as well. But yeah, like, I've completely changed the perspective. This is so wrong, it's amazing. Yeah, when I come back, I'm definitely absolutely fucking doing, I'm 100% doing this angle again until I get it down. I'm telling you guys that much right now, because I need to know. Like, I have to know what the fuck is going on here. Like, I have to know. It's so hard to see. It's so fucking hard to see. Holy shit. I can't. I'm looking at the reference. I just can't figure it out. Like, there's vague. It's so vague. And why, like, the side of his face is here. And it's hilarious, right? This is the one I started off being like, this is actually not that hard. This is pretty easy. But the more I do it, the more I'm like, what the fuck are you? What are you? Who are you? Right? Like, fuck off. Jesus Christ. You know? And obviously we need to have an indicator here that shows that this is the side of the face. Okay, I think now hopefully we're coming back to like this being the... And I'm thinking really hard right now, like this being the side, right? that, like, we're seeing the jaw from the side. I don't know, man. I just don't know. And like, I'm trying to think about the box as well, but it's just not working right now. Something like that. Is that incorrect in perspective? Did I fuck it up, or am I trying to? Because I'm trying to make it seem like we're seeing it from the bottom and side of his face, but is that perspective gonna fuck it up? Maybe I should have made it more angled like that. Here, we'll do something like that to make it seem like it was all part of the plan. Right? Okay. And what else can we do here? Let's just... This is so wrong. It's so incredibly wrong. It doesn't make sense at all. Oh my god, I fucking hate this guy. Thank you. Thank you very much, you piece of shit. Because that's supposed to be the side. Like, this is supposed to be the fucking ear area. It's all so wrong. Right? There you go. I don't know. Maybe if we make this side different, it'll make it seem like this is like this is the right side, but this doesn't look like the side of the face. I think we can agree on that. Right, it just doesn't, you know. And this is supposed to be the eye as well, so I don't know. Maybe I can do something to salvage this, right? Right, maybe just something like that. And then this is the eye. It's the eye area. Nope. Still doesn't work. Still does not work. See, now I'm just doodling. Okay, we're gonna stop. Holy shit, that was hard. I'm gonna fucking do that again. We're gonna do this angle again. Oh, I couldn't hold anything in my mind. That was amazing. That was actually fucking amazing. So yeah, it's been an hour for sure. Oh, it's been 57 minutes. Okay. But dude, like, what the fuck is this angle? What is this guy's angle? Right? I guess I'll use a gray pen. All right, let's try to figure this out. What the fuck is this angle? So, do I want to draw it over here? Maybe, whatever. So I think I can confirm this is the side of his face. And then it's like this. So that, is this the box I should have been seeing? Is it this? This is the side of his face, so that's the nose, okay? And just one eye, we're seeing like that. I think that is it. So so this was proportion. Okay, so his jaw is relatively straight, seemingly. Okay, so this was actually more of an accurate center line, horizontal center line. No, this is still accurate. It's like in between this and this, actually, these two. This piece of shit, and we're seeing the fucking back of his head. So we are seeing the back of his head. But it's a side profile. That's what's really fucking with me. It's a side profile. We are seeing the back of his head. Okay, we are. We 100% are. This is the jaw. We're seeing that. Maybe it's actually more like this. Maybe the bottom plane's more like that. So it's actually angled down a little bit. Right? That's really good. This is really fucking good. Okay. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'll be back. Today's mobility day. Woohoo! So we're just gonna do some mobility exercises, and then I'll be back. That is so hard. This looks like absolute dog shit. I'm well aware. Like, none of this makes sense. Like, I couldn't even think of anything, but oh, it's so good. It's so good that, like, this was, again, I did 2 reps, right? I did 2 fucking reps. But the amount of thinking I did, that is the value, everyone. Whoever's listening at this point, whoever's still fucking here. But guys, I really want to emphasize, right? The value is the hard work you're doing in your mind, you know? And obviously, like, when you're trying to put it on page, that's also very, very important. But especially with drawing, it's the problem solving in your mind. It's the problem solving, trying to project the spatial reasoning, everything. I think I understand this fucking piece of shit's head a bit more now, but I'm not mad, you're mad. But no, I'm okay, I think I'm starting to understand, but let me just close this for the time being. All right, it's been an hour, right? That was really difficult. Holy shit, that was really fun. That was so fucking good. That was really hard. Okay, with that being said, I hope you tried. I hope you put a lot of effort in, just like I did just now, because god damn, that was such a good exercise. That was so fucking good, right? And yeah, with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Oh god, I got a burp. Kind of a really paltry burp, I'll be honest. Whatever. Fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money.